Hello, everybody. Então, continuing this history, Sanatana Goswami aroused in the house of Tapana Mishra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, bring this man here. Is a devotee? Tapana Mishra bring Sanatana Goswami into the house, but he was very, very, very bad condition. For his garment, he used an old clothes of Tapana Mishra. Tapana Mishra gave him old clothes. Later, he exchanged his valuable blank for a torn quill. At this time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased with him, and thus Sri Sanatana Goswami received knowledge of the absolute truth from the Lord himself. Sanatana Goswami maintained with him a valuable garment, uma valuable blanket. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was looking for this garment. Sanatana Goswami understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't like it because he was a sannyasi. Sannyasi have to beg from door to door. How can a sannyasi go beg to door using a valuable blank? No, it's not appropriate. First, they discussed I saw and his changes. This clothes Chaitanya Prabhu become very happy. Now, first, he discussed the constitutional position of the living entities, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to Sanatana Goswami how the living entity is one of Lord's energy. Krishna has many energies. All of us are Lord living. Lord are the Lord's one the Lord energy, another energy of the Lord, namely Tatastha Shakti. There are three basic energies, Antaranta Shakti, internal energy, Tatastha Shakti, with us, the marginal energy, and Bahiranga Shakti, external energy. After this, Lord explained the way of devotional service. While discussing the absolute truth, Sri Krishna, the Lord, Sri Krishna, the Lord analyzed Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Analyze the aspects of the absolute truth, as well as expansions of the Lord called Swayam Rupa, Tadekatma, and Avesha, which are divided into various branches known as Vaibhava and Prabhava. Thus the Lord described the many forms of the Supreme Personality of God. He also described the incarnation of God within the material world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed many things with Sanatana Goswami. We will see in the next videos many thoughts about very beautiful knowledge about the absolute truth. What's the name of this city? The science of absolute truth. So it describes the incarnation of God in the material world, incarnations such as the Purusha Avataras, Manvatara Avataras, Guna Avataras, and Shakti Avesha Avataras. There are many technical names, but we hear and continue hearing, we can understand later. Don't afraid about this. The Lord also discussed the division of Krishna in different ages, such as Balia, and Pauganda. Balia is childhood, Pauganda childhood, but bigger, more older. And the different pastimes of the different ages. He explained how Krishna attained his permanent form when he reached youth. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained and described everything to Sanatana Goswami. This interesting fact is that when Krishna reached his youth, is the permanent age. Krishna never go ahead. Krishna not become adult man, old man. Krishna always youth. because this 15 years old man, young boy, is Krishna original age, né? Eternal age. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described all these things. Né? So, então, this is a summary of this chapter. In the text 1, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami say, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has unlimited, wonderful opulence, and by his mercies, even a person born as the lowest of men can spread the science of devotional service. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, so humble, né? He posed himself as a person, lowest of men. He described himself like that. Due to his humility, né? Humbleness. Né? All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 3. While Sanatana Goswami was in prison in Bengal, a letter arrived from Sri Rupa Goswami. So Sanatana Goswami was a prisoner in jail by the Husain chain, the lord of that time. So in Prabhupada explained, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur informs us that this letter from Rupa Goswami to Sanatana Goswami is mentioned by the annotator of the Udbhava Chandrika. Srila Rupa Goswami wrote a note to Sanatana Goswami from Bakla. This note indicates that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming to Mathura, and it's story stated. The letter is that where has a Mathura Puri of Yadupati gone? Where has the North Koshala of Ragupati gone? By reflection, make the mind steady, think. This universe is not eternal. Wow. For us, it's cold, né? Mas Sanatana Goswami could understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going to Mathura. Very interesting, né? When Sanatana Goswami received this note from Rupa Goswami, he became very pleased. He immediately went to the jolly superintendent, who was a meat eater, and spoke as follows. Sanatana Goswami is trying to convince the superintendent of jail to relieve him. Sanatana Goswami told the Muslim jail keeper, "Dear sir, you are the central person." Imagine a meat eater, Muslim eater. Sanatana Goswami told him, "You are a central person and are very fortunate. You have full knowledge of the revealed scriptures, such as the Quran and similar books." Sanatana Goswami he wanted only to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This time he was praising this man only to become relieved from the jail, not the other way. Only he wants to do like that. If one release a conditioned soul or a imprisoned person according to religious principles, he himself is also released from material bondage by the Supreme Personality of God. So Sanatana Goswami is convinced that if you relieve a prisoner like me, you also become released from material bondage. It appears from this statement of Sanatana that Sanatana Goswami, who was formerly a minister of Nawab, was trying to cheat the Muslim superintendent. He tried to cheat the superintendent. A jail agile superintendent has only an ordinary education, or particularly no education, and he was certainly not supposed to be very advanced in spiritual knowledge. But just to satisfy him, Sanatana Goswami praised him as a very learned scholar of the scriptures. The jolly keeper could not deny that he has a learned scholar, because when one is elevated to an exalted position, one thinks oneself fit to that position. Sanatana Goswami was correctly explained the effects of spiritual activities, and the jail keeper connect his statement with his release from the jail. Sanatana Goswami tried to convince, to make the jail keeper convince himself that if he leaves Sanatana Goswami, he leaves Sanatana Goswami, good for him. There are innumerable conditioned souls rotting in the material world, imprisoned by Maya under the spell of sense gratification. The living entity is so entranced by the spell of Maya that in conditional life, even a pig feels satisfied. Pig meat eater, meat stew, the pig meat stew, and is happy. There are two kinds of governing powers exhibited by Maya. One is called Prakshepatmika, and the other is called Avaranatmika. When one is determined to get out of material bondage, the Prakshepatmika Shakti, the spell of diversion, impel one to remain in conditional life, fully satisfied by sense gratification. Due to the other power, Avaranatmika Shakti, a conditional soul feels satisfied even if he is rotting in a body of a pig or a worm in a stool. Worse than a pig, a worm in a stool. Even a worm in the stool is happy in this condition. To release a conditional soul from material bondage is very difficult, because the spell of Maya is so strong. Due to Maya, even a person in precarious condition, it is very difficult to release him from that condition, because this energy of Maya is very strong. Even when a Supreme Personality of God himself, even God himself, imagine, descend to deliver conditional soul, asking them to surrender to him. The conditional soul do not agree to the Lord's proposal. Even suffering the conditional soul, Krishna comes himself to teach, ask everybody to surrender to him. The conditional soul don't want to do like that. Well, therefore, Sanatana Goswami said, somehow or other, if one helps another gain reliefs from the bondage of Maya, he is certainly recognized immediately by the Supreme Personality of God, as the Lord stated in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. The greatest service one can render to the Lord is to try to infuse devotional service into the heart of the conditioned soul, so that the conditional soul may release from conditional life. So Krishna says there is no best devoted to him, that person who try to release other souls from the material bondage. So okay, we continue in the next video. Krishna.